Hello, my loves, and welcome to Chat GPT Day 11 challenge. I'm Livia, and I've been here on and off. It's not an everyday posting situation, but I am doing my best to give as many updates as possible because this has become my confessionary. And it's helping me see a lot of my blind spots, and it's helping me realize how challenging this challenge is. And my last post, I was actually really pissed because, and this is the learning opportunity here. Today is day one of my period. I know it's TMI, a girl that talks about this. There's a lot of things out there about people, men especially, or even some girls that are embarrassed to talk about this. I have no shame, no fear to talk about this because this is part of who I am. I'm a woman. It's scientifically known and proven that we all bleed once a month, and if it's still a taboo to talk about something so natural like skin, like eyes, or like it's a whatever, then you're in the wrong channel because I'm really not here to sugarcoat things or to hide things. I am here to fully express my truth, and the truth is I'm on my period. And some people say, and there are women out there that have the power to power through when they're on their period, and I just don't. Today I already cried. I'm about to cry again for no reason. There is nothing happening. No one's dying. There's a bird flying, and it's a beautiful bird. And I am very emotional, and not only because of my period, but because I'm also an emotional manifester on human design. And I don't know if anybody knows about human design, but being in this journey of self knowledge, self-awareness, I found this tool called human design. I also found gene keys, as long as with astrology. But human design also gave me a lot of it's like a warm hug from somebody that just loves you unconditionally, and doesn't matter what your flaws you think you are. Imagine like you just coming to your best friend or your mom and saying like all of your problems, all of your issues with yourself, and they just like love you, and they just hug you, and it's all okay, and whoever you are is perfect to them. That's how human design felt to me, because for the longest time, I, of course, did not want to be emotional. It is not seen as a good thing. Along with crazy, the emotional, it's a deadly mixture for the world, because the whole world, I don't know why, as humans, we're trained not to deal with our emotions, actually suppress them, ignore them, keep going. Because I guess it's because of the system. The system trains us to be machines, slaves, to make money, to produce. And emotions don't don't agree with that agenda. Emotions are very irrational, they're very spontaneous, they're very consuming, and they can be very chaotic if we let them, and yes, there's a lot of depth to emotions, and there's a lot of also surface emotions that are reactions, like people not handling their emotional intelligence does create a lot of conflict in the world. And I'm not just talking about people being angry in the streets and traffic and all these things. I'm actually talking about deeper emotions that come from like our almost soul, I would say. And yes, I know emotions, and if you don't know, emotions are chemical reactions to thoughts, but also emotions are just part of the human journey. And I had a lot of people in my spiritual journey saying, you don't need to live your emotions, you don't need to identify with your emotions, you don't need to be your emotions. That's a spiritual journey, yes, and if I am going to just stop and meditate and transcend my emotions, it is possible to do that. I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it is possible. But then these people, I don't know if they were women on their periods, you know. Because if you're a man and you don't have all the hormonal the chaos that's happening inside, then I'm sure it's even more possible. Because when I'm not on my period and I have some kind of burst of emotions, it's much easier to just be present, breathe it through, and let it go, and not identify with it within a few moments. But here now with this, uh, maybe it's a disbalance. I don't know what it is, but I really feel it. And maybe it's the combination of being an emotional manifester, which pretty much means that as a manifester, I have a very powerful aura, very intense energy that needs a lot of rest, because I work in bursts and I'm here mainly to wake up the world and people with my intense energy. And I understand a lot about my whole life thanks to this manifestor description. But then knowing that as a manifestor, I don't have all of the centers connected, so I don't have energy coming from a sacral center. And of course, if what I'm talking to you is Chinese, you need to start studying human design, because it's an amazing tool for you to know yourself. But I'm just expressing here what I've learned about me and how it's helping me just become more comfortable in being me. And as a manifester, I don't have the sacral and I don't have the power to power through. And as an emotional manifester, which is another variable of the manifestors, meaning that I have my emotional center super connected, super activating my throat center, which also is why I'm a poet, because I can feel my emotions and I can translate them into words and possibly make other people feel it the same. Because of all this, I have learned that it's a superpower, and it's not something that I'm just supposed to ignore and be like, oh, it's a superpower, and I need to allow myself to explore it and be with it. And then when I'm on my cycle, on my period, it's an invitation for me to just conserve energy. It's not an invitation for me, although I'm here doing this video, but I think you understand that my energy level is really low. I had a long nap before this video, and I'm probably gonna have a long nap after it. And I'm very emotional. I'm about to cry again. Why? I don't know. Oh God, dear. My mom today, we were talking on the phone, and she was talking about my cat, and I was crying. Because I miss my mom and I miss my cat. And why am I thinking about this? Because it's making me cry. Oh my God. But I feel very lucky that I had, for instance, I didn't have to work today, and I can take it slow, which is such a blessing. And I build a life that not every month I have to work. And there are some months that I have to push through, and I am capable of pushing through. It is possible. We can do it. But it's not like every month push through, you'll be burned out by the I would be. And as a woman, I would be angry at everybody. So there are months that I have to do something different, and it's okay. But then there are months that if I really don't have to do anything, I won't. I don't have to, I can rest and I can just be with me. And that's something that I wanted to talk about in this Chat GPT. Let me see if it's still recording. Yes, because I have made the mistake because it's a phone camera, I don't see the screen, so it wasn't recording and I was still talking. Yeah, I have failed in the last few days on many of these tasks. I'm not proud of it. I'm gonna cry about it. And I could say that, oh, well, I'm a failure. I don't want to say that because I know that that's a limiting belief, and that's a way of giving a negative meaning to something that actually doesn't have a meaning, because this is a challenge. I challenge myself, and the meaning of this challenge is to know myself more better, to change, to become the version of me who I really want to become, and not to use it as a way to criticize myself or measure myself against a standard that I don't know if it's possible. I see the world has all these people that have high standards, that they are consistent, that they can do something every day consistently, that they are disciplined. And throughout my life, I haven't been. And these emotions. Ah, let me give me a second here, please. Give me a break. Oh God. And I feel bad about not being consistent. And I see on the internet people are like, you will succeed if you are consistent and you're disciplined. And then of course I go back to my childhood. It's like, okay, there was zero consistency, not even in school, because I changed school every year almost. Homes, okay, here and there, barely. Family life, no consistency, no safety, no like emotional consistency, nothing was consistent in my life, only inconsistency, as I said before. And discipline, I wasn't taught, so I'm sure it's easier if it's taught as a child. But of course, okay, we're not going to blame the childhood, we're going to use what we can now, which is, okay, this is an opportunity to grow and improve. And there are times that if really it's not moving forward, if I'm not really succeeding, there is also an opportunity to see something deeper here. At least for me, it's like, why am I forcing myself to be something that obviously I am not? And why do I feel like I need to be something different than what I am in order to improve? And these are very personal questions. There is a side of me that says, you're just giving excuses to just continue your behavior. Yes, that is true. And there's a side of me that's saying, this is about improving long term, not about just checking boxes. You're not a machine. Of course, a machine gave you a challenge. And it is a challenge. And I've been able to fulfill certain points every day. But some of them in the last few days, no. So note to self, I already know that if I'm going to provide this challenge again to myself or to women, this challenge will have to include the cycle of a woman. Because of course, on day one of the challenge, I was just very excited, very powerful. But I was also on the ovulation phase of my challenge, which is like, go, create, do, of my cycle, and this is very easy to move the needle forward. So I was very proud of myself. 5 days I did everything consistently, and then started slowing down because my cycle started slowing down. And it's not a coincidence, it's natural. And I am here to respect myself and be in alignment with myself as a priority. I'm not here to abandon myself, because as a child I've been abandoned many times in many ways, and this is definitely a big thing for me, is not to abandon myself in the name of consistency, in the name of discipline. So it's not about making any of these items, these checklists, higher than me knowing myself and being with myself and loving myself, because the whole point of this is to be a tool for self-development, for self-love, not for self-measuring and self-criticism. So every time I fail, I don't have to think about this as a negative thing. And it's also a learning curve, because of course I do, unfortunately, use the word fail, which is charged with negativity. And I don't want to do that, because the challenge is 30 days, and I want to measure what's possible in 30 days. And I don't want to define myself with the success of 5 days or with the failure of the last few days. I want to understand and have clarity, most of all. And yeah, So if you are doing this challenge in the future, or if you are like coming with me in this same time, you're not in the same cycle, whatever, you're a guy, it's different. But if you're a girl, a woman, and you have your cycle, and you are sensitive to these things. I don't know if you, in human design, you're an emotional human design, or if you're a push through human design. Just know that there are different people with different variables, and we function differently. And it doesn't mean that we are not able to succeed, because there is not a success formula for everybody. Because if there was a success formula for everybody, I'm sure we would be born with it, like a little book, instruction manual, success formula for everybody. Do this, this, and that. And this is where humankind has gotten it totally messed up for now, because people are always trying to tell you, this is the way, this is the way. And then if you're disagreeing with that way, then you're wrong. And this is so not how I see it. Maybe I'm wrong. But what I see is that we're here to self-express our unique point of view as pieces of God, of life in this universe. And I have my own way to be successful. And what I'm learning through this challenge is maybe my way of being successful is not being consistent, is not being disciplined, is not checking boxes. Maybe my way of being successful is allowing my body to show me the ways, being more connected with me, my emotions, my feelings. Because if I'm an emotional manifester, let's think about this, emotional manifester, somebody that manifests together with emotions, which is energy, emotion. But if I am able to really tap into this superpower of mine, instead of thinking this is a hindrance or a fail of the system, of this higher system, which is God, which I am not the one that created all this intelligence and this system, so I'm only a part of it. And maybe I should be more and more humble about who I am, instead of trying to change who I am. So yeah, in the beginning of the challenge, it's like, yes, I'm gonna change for the better. Yes, that's the energy. And now the energy is like, why do I have to change? Maybe I just need to accept. And I guess this is the journey of life, of spiritual enlightenment. There are phases of where you have the perspective of making a disruption, like chaos. Then there is phases where you're just looking at what is, acceptance, maybe some humility, some compassion, some softer, more delicate energies. And then of course there's the energy of we were talking about the energy of action, the energy of passive, the energy of neutral, and those are the energies ruling the universe. And if I'm a woman and I'm in a lunar cycle that has all these energies, it's fascinating that I can experience all of the nuances of being a human, all of the spectrum of emotions and energies and experiences. It's amazing. I shouldn't, and I'm not use the word shouldn't, but why stay in one, being productive, being here, if you can be it all? And being it all is more aligned with myself and with divinity. And if you're a man, you have a solar cycle. So you have a 24-hour cycle. You function with the energy of the sun. So every day you could have the same energy, because every day you have the spectrum of changes throughout the day. So it's not throughout a larger span. Like we women, we really cannot do an everyday thing every day. Men are more like that. Or not women, men, but masculine energy, feminine energy. And of course, as a woman, I can harness masculine energy. But if I force myself to be in the masculine energy of being productive no matter what, every day, and really ignore, as a woman, my lunar cycle, I will pay the consequences of not following God's design for who I am. And I don't want to do that. I've done that. It's a lot of work, and it creates a lot of unneeded, unnecessary chaos and stress. And I love myself more and more with my nervous system relaxed, just accepting what is. And if I'm in the energy of go, accept that I'm in the energy of go and go. If I'm in the energy of stay, accept that I'm in the energy of stay and stay. And I'm good with that. But yeah, so I failed a whole bunch of tasks. So, like in the beginning, everything is done, 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 done. And I was like, and it's not that important. And I'm sure I'm gonna catch up with some of the tasks. I'm sure I'm not gonna be perfect at this. But at least I learned that for my women out there, the next challenge, I will definitely add to Chat GPT my cycle calendar and let it know that I will not have the energy to be a machine every day for 30 days, and that it's better to have a challenge that it's more adaptable and forgiving to my weaknesses, because I am not here to be fully spiritual. I've tried it. I've tried to be the spiritual, there's a lot of people that are still doing that. I know how it is, because when you're in the spiritual world and spirituality, it feels like you can transcend everything and anything. And that's a very, very powerful feeling, and it's beautiful, and it really is lifting from a feeling of victim of not having power over anything. But then, it's like the pendulum swings, it's like we come from a place of powerlessness. If you're just waking up, blah, blah, blah. If you're just waking up, you're coming from victim, which is everything around me has power over me, and I'm powerless, and I was hurt, and I was traumatized, and the government and the weather and whatever, everything is bigger than you. Then you start learning about yourself and your powers and your sovereignty, and little by little you're inching to the fact that you have power over a lot of things. You as a man, you can manifest, you can create, you're a creator, you're a divine creator. And then we live in a dualistic world. It just goes to boom, the other side of the pendulum, which is like, I have power to do everything. I can create a challenge, I can do it, I can create it, I can do it. Everything is an excuse. I'm gonna be the creator of my life. I'm just gonna think positive. I'm gonna manifest everything from thin air. I am divine. I am everything. I can manifest. And a lot of people, at least me, I did that. It's like going from powerlessness to I'm a manifester and I can manifest anything I want, and you're just manifesting away, and life is great because you feel like, ooh, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. But like the cycle, today is not a day that I want to manifest anything. I don't care. I just want to rest. I just want to. Somebody said, hey, today's the day you manifest $1 million if you go around the block 10 times. Keep your $1 million. I'm respecting myself and I'm resting. If it's not aligned with me, if it's in the day that I have the energy, okay, sure, I'll do it, no problem. Then it's aligned with me. Then it feels good to receive it. It's like, yes, I wanted to run, I ran, and I got $1 million for that. Great. But for running and $1 million, it's fill in the blank. You can put anything. Like, I wanted to do X, and I did X, and I got the Z prize, and it was aligned. Amazing. But if you don't want to do it to get this, then you are betraying yourself, and you're still in powerlessness, and you're still like in the pendulum. And if you're like in the spiritual phase of I'm a spiritual being, I'm manifesting, and you're manifesting everything, and you're tired also because you are doing it and you're proving yourself. There's a lot of proving yourself in the manifesting spirituality phase, and at least for me, go, do, yes, and everything is great, and life can be beautiful. Yes, you can create a beautiful life. I have created amazing lives, many lives in one life, but they weren't fully aligned with me, because there's a part of me, the part that is here, that that doesn't want all of those things, you know. Maybe just the priority is my center, my core, my relaxedness. Is that a word? It isn't. Whatever, you get what I mean. My nervous system being reset, not just spiking around with high emotions, low emotions. I've done that, you know. If I hadn't done that, maybe I would like to still try that. I've tried that. And now I just want to take deep breaths and just enjoy my deep breaths, you know. And see beautiful things and just enjoy every moment. Enjoy what is. If feeling pain, feel the pain. If I'm feeling emotional, feel the emotions. If I'm feeling slow and tired, feel slow and tired. And just be honoring myself, you know, instead of manifesting this is still chasing or avoiding this, which is victim. And yeah, just wanted to share all that. Don't know if it makes any sense to you. What I know is that as a human design manifester energy, it is my mission to share, especially because I'm a 6'2" profile. I'm a role model hermit, so I've lived a lot of hermit life of hiding, being in my cave, and but I am coming out as a role model, which is somebody that actually learned all these things, and I have mastered these things within myself, so I can share with you authentically, instead of trying to regurgitate some information from a book. This is my experience, and I'm here to pass it on, that hopefully will awake you to who you are, because this is one of my missions, and I am here informing, talking, and it's my strategy. And actually it feels good. I like doing this, so I want to do more and more. I just don't want to hold myself to a standard that will make me feel like I failed. So as a manifester that doesn't have all the energy, and it's emotional to top it up, it's my cherry on the top. I'm not here to be consistent. Sorry, not sorry. Hashtag. I'm here to express myself when my energy is right for that expression. For instance, today the energy was right for this mellow expression. The other day I was angry, my energy was right for an angry expression. The other day I was energetic, and the energy was right to be energetic expression. Yesterday I was quiet, I was flying all day. I didn't have time or energy, or my head, you know, getting ready to bleed, to have an expression. Today I could rest, so I had a little energy to be here and share with you, and I'm happy to be able to share. And hopefully tomorrow I'll feel better and with a little more energy. But anyhow, I'm happy. This is my contribution. Hope you enjoyed it. You know what to do. If you like, subscribe, comment, ask questions, criticize, interact, because you know the machine likes the interaction. So we want to grow, we want to spread the message to as many people as possible, and grow not only my message, because I'm sure it's going to become shorter and more refined as I get all this out of my system slowly but surely. And yeah, anyhow, big kiss. Mwah, mwah. Bye. Love you.